What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we continue our search for Laplace's box as we make our way through Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Last time, Riddy and Minerva went to Earth to talk to his father Ronan. Banshee was forced to fight Merida in order to activate the NTD system. Commander Dagaza also motivated Banana to activate the NTD system by sacrificing his life. In this episode, Riddy joins the Rock Loom. Banshee crosses the desert, and he also stops a mobile armor from destroying Torrington. So let's get into this. CM Vist remembers the colony drop on Australia. He wakes up in a cold sweat. Time to watch some news. I'm sure that will not cause more anxiety. A battle has begun at Dakar. GM2s and Nemos fight a Juagu and a Kapul. The Juagu showed up in our coverage of hooligans, but we forgot to break it down. The MSN-04G Juagu is another mobile suit that was created at California base with the sole intention of breaking into Jaburo during the One-Year War. This is an amphibious mobile suit with a long exhaust that resembles an elephant trunk. Weapons include a 3-2 missile launcher, a mega particle cannon, and a beam gun. The triple missile launcher can be switched out with a 5-finger manipulator arm. The gems get the upper hand when a gigantic beam blast tears through the city. It is the Shamblo. The AMA X7 Shamblo is an amphibious mobile armor created by the Zeon Remnants with the support of Neo Zeon. The machine makes combined use of 3 different propulsion systems: jet propulsion, electromagnetic induction, and Minovsky particles. This ensures low noise and high mobility, both in the water and the land. It was considered the Phantom of the Sea by EFF sailors. Its main weapon is the large caliber megaparticle cannon that can tear through a city. Other weapons include a pair of scattering megaparticle guns on the shoulders, retractable arms, and reflector bits. Coming into Dakar at that moment is Captain Bright and the Rock Loom. In the hangar, a team of Jestas prep for launch. The RGM-96X Jesta is a special operations Jagan series mobile suit developed by Anaheim Electronics. It has a new beam rifle, which has rapid fire mode and improved accuracy. The thrust on the jets is improved to keep up with Unicorn. Although designed to be escort units, these units exceeded expectations, and they have 90% of the capabilities of new Gundam. Other weapons include a Vulcan pod system, 3 hand grenades, a beam saber, and a shield which contains a double missile launcher. Watching the battle go down, CM wonders why Cardias chose Banshee. After the incident, Bright is summoned to the Marcinus estate. He thinks this is bad timing. Ronan is on the phone with Martha regarding Minerva. Fat Unicorn has returned to Earth with his package. Riddy apologizes to his father for bringing this burden. His father can instantly tell that his son has fallen for Minerva. He tells him information regarding his past, but we don't hear what he says. Riddy goes and cries to Minerva and confesses his love for her. He's making me really uncomfortable. Getting secondhand embarrassment. I'm also starting to understand why Minerva hates humanity. So many men yell and cry at her. I get it, throw another colony at him. Martha and Alberto ask Merida questions regarding the Cubely mass production type. We never broke this down during Double Zeta, so let's break it down now. The AMX-004G Cubely mass production type is a mass-produced version of the Cubely Mark II with improved offensive capabilities. It can also store 30 funnels, 3 times more than the Mark II. Unlike the original, it doesn't utilize the Psychomu controller headset. Weapons include a movable beam cannon and a beam saber which doubles as a beam launcher. Martha says she wants to free her from that machine. Merida panics at the sight of the Cubely. Ronan shows photos of the Garnciers, which just entered Earth's atmosphere. He tells them that it contains Laplace's box and that he wants the Rock Loom crew to capture it or destroy it. Ronan also tries to tell Bright about watching over his son, but he is cut off by his butler, who tells him Minerva has escaped. The ship went down in the desert. Zinnerman's subordinate Flash tells him that the only way they will be able to get the Gundams out of the ship is if they crack the hull. They will use that as a last resort. The two look at the Laplace program to see coordinates to an old Fetty base. It happens to be Torrington base. Banshee cries about Gilboa's death. Flash beats him up and tells him that he should feel bad. Minerva rests at a diner nearby the Marcinus estate. She sparks a conversation with the diner owner, and he tells her his sad story. While they talk about Shard's rebellion, he smokes a little bit of opium. Opium. He says that the best that he has to offer people in these times is that he can make them a cup of coffee. Fetty security swarms the diner and they tell her to come with them. The cafe owner realizes she is Minerva Zabi. Martha. Martha tells Alberto that she plans on using Minerva Zabi as bait to capture Gundam Unicorn. She shows Fat Unicorn schematics for a new Gundam. Zinnerman and Banashir begin their 4-day journey through the desert. They're contacting the Zeon remnants that attacked a car. Banana loses his strength and continues his crying. As they travel, Zinnerman tells of the Zeon rebellion that led to the destruction of many ecosystems on Earth. The world is more poisoned than ever before. Even Dakar will soon be a desert. They rest and eat some Campbell's soup. Damn, Campbell's soup is still kicking in Universal Century. I need to invest. Banashir is now crying at the beauty of Earth. He wonders if Zeon and EFF's way of thinking can be merged into one. Zinnerman is certain that the old ways of EFF run too deep for any change. Banashir begins crying due to the sadness of humanity. He assumes Zinnerman hates that he is once again crying. Unlike the other times, this time he is crying because he cares. That is different. Zinnerman doesn't trust a person that doesn't cry because they care. Those other times, he was still being a bitch though. Days later, the Zeon remnants are able to pull the ship out of the desert. They meet with Kirks and Lonnie, the Shamblo pilot, and brief full frontal about Torrington base. He grants Lonnie permission to join the sleeves on this operation. Around the world, Zeon remnants get a coded message to help at Torrington base. The coded message dates back to the 1 year, "Hey, is that guy wearing shorts with his Zeon uniform?" One Zeon remnant group is living in a downed Pegasus class ship. I wonder which one. The Shamblo begins their attack underwater. Lonnie takes out a Juno sub with ease. Banashir wonders why they could use weapons from both the Federation and the sleeves. The mechanic Tomuda tells him that there is now a universal standard that greatly benefited everyone. Banashir says, yeah, sure, more like benefited Anaheim Electronics. He's a sassy crybaby. The Delta Plus lands on the Rockeye Loom. Bright informs Riddy that they received a distress signal from the Juno class, the Bonefish, and they are going to see if they could help. He is informed that the Garan Sierras is on the move. The Zeon remnants begin their attack on Torrington base. Some mobile suits in this battle that we haven't talked about are the Gun Cannon Detector, the Gun Tank 2, and the Galluss-K. The MSA-005K Gun Cannon Detector, or Gun Cannon DT, is developed from the Methus. It uses the Methus movable frame as a base and is co-developed by Karaba, the AUG, and Anaheim Electronics during the GRIPS conflict. By using the transformation mechanism of the Methus's frame, the Gun Cannon Detector can transform into artillery form by kneeling and unfolding its armor, giving it great stability. Weapons include a pair of Vulcan guns, a beam gun, 2 beam cannons with a 4.7 megawatt output, and a beam rifle with a 2.7 megawatt output. The AMX-101 Galluss-K is a variant of the Galluss-J. This unit has manipulator hands instead of the finger launchers of the previous version. It has a 3-tube missile pod on the right forearm, and its cannon on its back is the same as the Gaozom's Knucklebuster. Other weapons include a 2-tube missile launcher and a giant bazooka. The RMV-1 Gun Tank 2 is a redesigned gun tank with a removed core block system and less focus on making it a mobile suit. It was more of a predecessor of the Type 61 tank. The treads, the torso, and the head can all rotate independently. It is equipped with a low recoil cannon, a 180mm quadruple rocket pod, a triple missile launcher, a 60mm machine gun, and a twin smoke discharge. Full Frontals supplied some of the Zeon remnants with the new Z-Zulu as well. The AMS-129 Z-Zulu is an amphibious variant of the Gira Zulu developed by Anaheim Electronics. It is more or less the same as the Gira Zulu, but it is modified to reduce underwater pressure and equipped with a vest-shaped diving device, ballast tanks around the neck, hydrojet engines, and underwater fins. It is equipped with a heat claw, a pair of heat knives, a beam machine gun, and a heat sword found on the goofs typically. Lonnie begins attacking an aircraft carrier. She calls out to her father and begins losing it. She begins attacking civilians in the nearest city. Riddy launches with the special Tri-Stars team consisting of Nigel Garrett, Daryl McGinnis, and Watts Stepney. Also, Torrington-based soldiers jerry-rigged this rifle to a hover truck. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. The Garan Sierras is heading into the battle. Banashir wants to launch in Unicorn, but their mission is to wait till the Zeon remnants mop up Torrington before moving in. Banashir wants to save civilians, but Zinnerman gives him his "this is war" speech. And unlike Bright, Zinnerman isn't slapping. He throws and points a gun at him. Zinnerman isn't messing around. Damn, that looked painful. The Zeon remnants push forward, but that is when a Bjarlink Custom comes in and attacks. The RX-160S Bjarlink Custom is a testbed for the old Bjarlink data created by the Titans. It has more thrusters, which allows it to fly in Earth's atmosphere. Its new feet were initially used on the bound dock, and the arms on the Gabfly. The mono eye was replaced with a standard EFF visor sensor. 2 of these have been made, one of which will play a role in a side manga. Weapons include a megaparticle cannon with a 4.7 1.7 megawatt output, which also doubles as a beam sword and a claw arm. On board the ship, Banashir fights back and holds his own. Banana says, "I learned this from you." He gets Zinneman to allow him to launch. Lonnie's comrade, Kirks, is in a Zaku sniper, sniping from above and a fat uncle. As the Tri-Stars and Riddy make it to the battlefield, Riddy realizes Banashir is there as well. He tries to get Lonnie to pull back, but she refuses. Riddy flies by and Banashir grabs on, but he wants to try to save Lonnie without fighting her. Riddy essentially says that it is in their bloodline for Zeon to be this evil. Damn, Riddy's a racist. The fat uncle goes down and Kirks jumps out and takes on the Tri-Stars. He tries to use his last shot to self-destruct his own nuclear reactor, but the Tri-Stars put a stop to him and kill Kirks. His death enrages Lonnie and she begins fighting again. This allows Banashir to activate the NTD system. Both mobile suits seem to be emitting a psycho wave. He calls her a hypocrite as she continues forward. He jumps onto the Delta Plus. Riddy tells him to use the beam magnum, but he struggles to bring himself to do it. The Shamblo fires. Riddy takes the beam magnum from Unicorn and fires, killing Shamblo. Delta Plus's arm is destroyed from using the beam magnum, but he used it, bitches. Riddy tells Banashir to get out of the Gundam, but that is when they notice a black Unicorn Gundam falling from the sky. And that will do it for this episode. We learn that even after Char's rebellion, there are still Zeon remnants, just buying their time to make their move. So much so that Lonnie is fighting her father's war. Imagine fighting a war for Spacenoids when most of your life has been spent hiding on Earth. Next time, we will learn about the pilot of the Black Unicorn Gundam. Marita is reprogrammed to become Pudu 12 once again, but Banashir will try to snap her out of it. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, the Delta Plus can fire the beam magnum at least once. Peace.